brand new release from Tom Ford, it's Beau De Jour. Hi guys, how are you? I'm Robin. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to this new video. Now this is my first fragrance review of 2019 and it's for a fragrance that isn't yet out. This is Tom Ford Beau De Jour. It's out on March the 1st and I got sent this the other week. I've been spritzing it, I've been wearing it heavily and I'm in a really good position to kind of talk you through this fragrance, what my expectations of it were versus the reality of it, how it sits, the sillage of it, longevity, and sort of the notes. Now this is a fougère fragrance which really comes straight from the French, fougère meaning fern. And I've often told myself I don't like these sort of fragrances, the sort of green fragrances that are very much about, you know, lavender, oakmoss, it's very aromatic and it's got that, what I sort of have connotations of as being sort of very 70s and retro. But again, as you're going to hear, that's not exactly like that. Now into the stuff which really does count, and that's the notes of the fragrance. On the top we've got lavender, cardamom, saffron and jasmine sambac. At the heart there's rosemary, geranium, oakmoss and basil, and on the base there's patchouli and amber. From my first impressions of this fragrance into kind of now what I think of this, it's totally changed. I was really caught up in the initial sort of top notes of the fragrance. It's all I could really think about was the lavender and that sort of mintiness to it. And I let that sort of cloud it. But as it sort of dries down, as it sits onto the skin, you take in more of that sweetness of the geranium, which starts to give it a bit more of a roundness. Otherwise you're kind of caught up here with those really sort of light and floral top notes. It starts to take it down and give it a little bit more heart. Then into the base, the patchouli and the amber give it this really great, deep, almost like velvety base, which I absolutely love. I'm quite often attracted to amber fragrances just because they smell, I mean, on me they sit well, I mean, I think they do. They smell premium, they last, and they just have this really great warmth to them. So mixing that really sort of airiness of the lavender and the mintiness down into the geranium and the amber, I just think this is totally different from what I would think of as those fougère fragrances. So I would say, you know, as soon as this is out, pop in, do get that smell, give it a spritz, let it sit in your skin and see how it develops. Comparing it to other sort of fougère fragrances, think of, if you know Fougère d'Argent, which is probably the one I think it's the closest to of the Tom Ford fougère family. That one to me feels a little bit more formal, a bit more nighttime, something which is a lot deeper and darker, but this one is lighter. You've got this fragrance which I think feels very everyday and all year round. It's something very wearable, it's something which I've enjoyed wearing, and it's something which doesn't overpower. Now looking at longevity, I would say it's good, you know, as you'd come to expect of Tom Ford fragrances. You're paying a premium price point, it's got premium ingredients, you want it to last, and it does. You know, once you've got that dry down, it is staying on the skin. I've noticed I've not really had to top it up. I mean, if I put it on in the morning and I'm going out in the evening, I will give myself a little spritz for a bit more, but you can also still smell it onto the skin and onto your clothing the next day, so that's good. Now in terms of sillage, so the degree to which the fragrance lingers in the air, I always use the same sort of examples. You know, if you're walking through a club or a bar or a shop and you're smelling that fragrance of someone, that is the sillage. So, you know, how much does it come out into the air? I think this has got a good sillage in terms of it's not overpowering, it's not going to be polluting the air, but it's enough that someone will say, what is it that you're wearing there? It's one of those sort of nuzzler fragrances too. You know, if you're introducing yourself, I mean, I don't know how intimate you're getting with someone, but if they're in and around your ear, then they will be able to smell it. And it's the kind of fragrance which is really warming. You know, it's not offensive, it's not too much, but it's something which has got this great sort of velvetiness to it. It's warming, it's comfortable, it's something which I just really want to be wearing, and it is that sort of day into the night. Now in terms of price point, it is the same as the other private blend fragrances. As I say guys, this is not out until March the 1st. If you're watching after that point, hi, you're very welcome, you missed it first time. But I've linked everything down below. I will update that as I go, and it is also on the product pages on manfromself.com, so you can check it out and I will find the best prices for you as we go. But there you go guys, that is it, Tom Ford Beau De Jour. I'm impressed. As I said before, you know, my expectation versus my reality, I did think it was going to be that overtly green fragrance, the kind of stuff that I don't particularly like, But this has changed my mind, and I would say probably has become my favorite of the fougères. So wearable, all year round. You know, it's not overly summery. I just like it. You know, I could go on to every sort of scenario. I just really like it. It's warm on the skin. I enjoy wearing it, and I've picked up a few compliments in the last week or so. But thank you very much for watching. Really hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, and you've not yet subscribed to my channel, then please do press subscribe. The button is just below this video. Also make sure that notification bell button is on. There's also a link to more videos down there. A link to my blog with the product pages there. Instagram and podcast are there. But I'll see you in my next new video. Bye bye.